Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be using this kit from Cinderella Paper called Fellowship. It's obviously Lord of the Rings. This kit is really pretty. I love the colors in it, the jewel tones, the greens, the browns. Cinderella Paper is interesting because they don't have as many flags as I would typically use, so um, I had to get creative. I also have this bundle from, you can see it was a foil of the month. I think it's like gold waves. So it looks like silver hollow waves, which is another foil that I'm using later in March. But it says "My Precious." You have Gollum. You have all these great quotes from the movie and the books. Um, but I really loved this art. I thought it was really cute. And then the underlays are just all the different characters sort of smushed together in this really pretty gold hollow wave foil. So that foil is no longer available, but there are lots. I know that there's another gold cracked foil happening through the month of March. So anyway, but welcome back to another plan with me. Um, I decided to start on the right-hand side today and lay some of these things down. I usually do the voiceovers for these Plan With Me's the week of the Plan With Me, and then they just go up a little bit later. It's just giving you a close-up of the art. But I'm actually filming this voiceover on March 16th, so it's been a really long time since this week has actually happened, so I'm gonna have to refer back to my um, bullet journal and looking at the planner, just trying to figure out what I marked. But yeah, I didn't use solid underlays underneath this one, but the underlays are pretty intense. So there's lots of little characters on them. I don't know if you guys watched Lord of the Rings while they were in theaters. I definitely did. It was one of the first franchises that I felt like I mean, Harry Potter was also kind of happening at a similar time. Pirates of the Caribbean was also happening, so that like the franchise was alive and well, but this was one of the ones that I liked the most. And I had only so I put that on top of a very wordy box, and I kind of regret it. But it says even the smallest person can change the course of the future. And then for the Arwen sort of hobbit scene, um, I did one side with a quote and then the other side with some foil. So I had a hard time with the quotes because I didn't really want them to cover up the images, and I ended up covering up a lot. So that was like, there were a couple of aesthetic choices I make for this plan with me that were not my like favorite, but I chose to use the Lord of the Rings book right on the top, and I put the whole team, walking on the as the overlay for that one. And then I just kind of scattered the underlays all around those scenes and put ended up putting in the headers, saving them for last. There were lots of things that I could have printed with this kit that I chose not to. Like there were tall boxes and full, like more double boxes, and it was too much to work with. But what I should have done was double print the amount of labels because I didn't have enough. Um, but anyway, so I decided to put Gollum with the ring on the bottom of the main group there, and then I used Legolas, who is not really, they're both elves, so I guess that counts. Um, but this quote says, "There is only one Lord of the Ring, only one who can bind it to his will, and it does not share power." This is very apropos for what we're dealing with right now in the state of things in America. I wish I was in New Zealand right now. So I decided not to color block this week, and that was because I didn't have enough of the labels, but I'm glad that I did that because the colors just went so well together. It didn't really matter. um, yeah, so this was a sort of typical week. My friend Karen, it's her birthday week, and so I had asked her in advance which art she wanted me to use between this one and Aladdin, which you've already seen the talk through for that, and she picked this one, so I switched them out. But yeah, I'm really loving this foil. It's gorgeous. I wish I had thought about getting it in a couple of other bundles, but I can't remember what sale I got this with. But I always try and catch her sales because you can save quite a bit. So anyway, I'm just saving the extra full boxes. I think I end up using one of them on the sidebar, and I'm sorry that you can't see that, but I'm just putting the headers, and I have a tracker for self-care that's going in the sidebar, and I have a little flag and then a meeting, like all my meetings, and then reading. So I was sort of tracking, not really tracking though, um, on the side there. But there were so many fun little goodies and details. My my favorite Lord of the Rings of the trilogy has got to be Return of the King. That was my favorite. But there are snippets of each film that I think anyone could enjoy. It just sort of depends on what you're into. If you really like the action scenes, or if you really like the idyllic, serene Shire, elvish scenes, those were always my favorite. But and then let's see. My favorite of the characters, I mean, when I was younger, I loved Orlando Bloom like it was nobody's business. Um, but yeah, I think as I've aged, Aragorn has a stronger appeal. But anyway, I did like the contrast between what I did the previous week with the dark burgundy and then this beautiful gold. I think that's kind of fun in a planner when you get to do two different, like very contrastive weeks. So that was cool. And then those scripts are from Carly Plans. And so because this week turns into March, I just put both months up at the top to help kind of help me figure out what day it was. So there it is. That's the full spread base, and it looks so lovely. All right, so now let's get into the day by day. So for this, I had kind of an interesting week. It was pretty cold still in North Carolina, but not as cold as I think it is on other parts of the East Coast. So on Monday, the first thing I did was I got up and I had breakfast at home. I took my vitamins and my medications, and then I ended up going to Starbucks and picking up coffee for everybody on the preschool IEP team. Um, we were doing a really intense referral meeting, and I had promised everybody that I would try and get them coffee. And right now, well, actually, I can't remember if it had started at this point. I don't think it had. Um, I think I got a pistachio latte. And so we had this IEP referral meeting, and it lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. But then um, I did have speech therapy. That Play-Doh sticker is from Carly Plans, and that script is a custom from Plannahannah. And then the referral script is also a custom from Plannahannah. And the Starbucks cup is Carly Plans too. So anyway, um, so I didn't have a ton to mark on Monday. I did have a therapy appointment, which is actually teletherapy. It's not what this image reveals, but I have those stickers and I had the space, so I thought I would use them there. And then I just marked that I watched TV with my husband. I'm not sure what we were watching, and I'm sorry that I didn't write it down. Um, I can't remember. The next day was Tuesday. I marked in my bullet journal that the cats were relentless and that I slept really badly. Um, and so actually, I think I started to have a really bad cold on this day. And what was happening was I couldn't sleep. So I went into our spare bedroom to kind of sleep because I was worried that the The cats were, and my snoring was gonna wake my husband up. Anyway, the cats were banging on the door. I could not fall asleep. I have since figured out how to fix that, but at this point I hadn't. I marked this little true crime sticker from Sweet Avis Paper and TV Time to mark that I was watching American Murder, Gabby Petito, which is like a weird thing to watch first thing in the morning, but I did it. And then I marked work using the foil bundle. And then I used another Sweet Avis paper to mark that I got some happy mail this day. I got my Once More with Love order, which I posted that sticker haul. It was part of that massive sticker haul. I got a bunch of things this week. I had ordered a bunch of things for retail therapy, and a lot of them came at once this week. So I did have to work on a report at home, and I did have to do some session notes. So I think I also had to do an observation of a student this day, so I had to carry my laptop computer around, and I did mark that. I made a salad for dinner, and then I started to eat it, and it was awful. So I actually tossed it and used a Carly icon to mark that, Carly Plans icon to mark that I had cereal for dinner, and I slept poorly. So we're going in great. um, Wednesday was what we call an early release day, which is when students are in school from their normal time until half of the day, and then they get sent home so that teachers can do professional development or um, have meetings or catch up on paperwork. It's very important that we have these days. And so I actually had to go to professional development in another building um, in the district. So the first thing that I marked that it was an early release day. It says I did some online shopping. I placed an order from Amazon because I thought I needed some special cold medication. And so I wanted to make sure that it got there. I had some Happy Mail that was due this day. And then I did speech therapy. I used a little card from the bundle to mark that. Um, and I was very crooked. um, so what ended up happening was my coworker was actually doing a presentation for all the SLPs in the district. So she and I left a little bit and we got McDonald's to eat on the way. We actually did this separately, but that McDonald's sticker is from the sticker party, and then the script is from um, Carly Plans. And the next thing I marked was that we had professional development. That icon is from Once More with Love. And it was a really interesting professional development all about Gestalt language processing, which is um, really fascinating aspect of our field for speech pathology right now. After that, I did go to Publix and get sushi, and then I had dinner with my husband. And I was supposed to see my friend Lynette for a Google Meet, but I just did not feel well enough. And I ended up sleeping in the guest room again because I was just so tired. Starting off, the first thing I marked on Thursday was that it was my friend Karen's birthday. That custom script is from Plan Hannah, and I just used a little birthday cake from the foil bundle. The next thing I marked was that I did speech therapy. Um, I did It was a very rainy day. I did mark that. It was really rainy in the afternoon. But I had a little bit of speech therapy to do this day. Um, Not as much. Thursday's kind of my lighter day for speech, and I do a lot of my paperwork and evaluations and things. So, but I love this little backpack that's from Carly Plans, and it's like a mini icon. I just thought those were so cute, and they match the colors of this kit really well. I did have a department meeting, um, which was, run of the mill. And then I did mark that after work, I decided to go to Trader Joe's because the following day was going to be the blackout day where people were encouraged not to spend money using a credit card or to buy anything, and just sort of as like a middle finger to the current administration. And I definitely wanted to be a part of that. So I did do a YouTube binge as well. Um, and so, yeah, Friday was the economic blackout date. I didn't really mark that directly, but that was what happened. I used a coffee cup from the Crafty Banana to mark that I was tired AF. I really did not feel well, but I was not going to spend money. So that coffee cup is just that. I drank coffee at home. It was payday, which was very nice. Oh, I was trying to snip these little squares to make them smaller, and I honestly could not get them to line up properly. And this happened several times in this plan with me with different squares, and it's just not something I'm good at, so I should probably stop doing it. But anyway, so I found a coffee cup that was perfect for this color, and it worked out great. Um, I think so the next thing I marked was that it was payday, and then after that, I did mark that I did my speech therapy, um, and it was kinda hard to see. I was having a little trouble seeing, I'm not sure, and I had to cut up a couple of, like, long flags to get this to work, because I was running out of labels at this point. But I did start watching Apple Cider Vinegar also this day, and I really wanted to like it. I really loved um, the other story in the same genre, and I really liked this actress, but I just couldn't get into the story. I was kind of turned off by all of it. I had an annual IEP, and then I had more speech therapy. Uh, I didn't mark this, but I probably should have. This was the day that I sort of marked it with a breaking news, and then I think I did a mental effing breakdown. Yeah, there it is. This was the day that Trump went nuts on Zelensky, and it was like all over the news, and my mother couldn't stop talking about it. And I'm about to mark that I called her, so she could not stop talking about it, and I was like, oh, I can't, I can't talk about this anymore. It's nauseating, and the whole day was just like bananas. Like everyone was going nuts over this reaction, and oh, it's just awful. Um, I made calamari and garlic bread that I bought from Trader Joe's the day before, and it was so good. One thing I forgot to mention on the day before when I went to Trader Joe's. When I went, I got a huge truckload of groceries, and as soon as I came out, it started pouring rain. So I had to like get everything into the car and not get everything wet. And I did make this amazing calamari and garlic bread that I got there, and it was just so unbelievably good. And then we watched Zero Day, which is on Netflix. It stars Robert De Niro. It was amazing. Um, we needed a new Friday show because we'd finished Your Honor, and so we were like, let's do this. And it was unbelievably good, and I was addicted. I just really wanted to um, keep watching. I'd already pulled scripts and icons for everything, and I had this one with a bow, so I just didn't cover it up. So that's why it looks like that. Um, so on Saturday, one of the first things that I marked was that I slept really poorly. I sprayed the cats with water 3 times, which I hated doing, and it did nothing. They didn't care. Um, that Hello March sticker is from Carly Plans, and it was the first day of March. Um, so then I made avocado toast, and I was gonna make French press coffee, but our coffee grinder was really broken and I couldn't get it to work. So we ended up doing just K-cup coffee instead, which is kind of a bummer. Um, I did mark that I took a shower, and what else did I do? Sorry, I have my planner right in front of me. Oh, so today was our delayed Valentine's Day celebration, and my husband had organized this beautiful outing for us where we were going to go to a nearby town and have Cuban food for lunch, and then go to this adorable cat cafe. The Cuban food was amazing. We had chicken and we had fancy Cuban coffee, and it was just delicious. It was So much fun, and I'm so glad we did that. It's nice to go out for lunch. Like, we haven't had a day date in a very long time, so that was really fun. And then we went to the Mac Tabby Cat Cafe, and we met 3 cats, Valentina, Miss Yellowstone, and Osgiliath, who were super sweet and, like, were playing in our laps, and this coffee house is so cute. We had coffee there afterwards. I had a strawberry cold brew. They had wine. Everyone was so friendly and nice, and it was just a lovely, lovely day. And then we ended up going to Goldberry Bookstore afterwards and just did a little bit of browsing, and then we came home and watched 2 more episodes of Zero Day. So good. It was like a perfect day. I loved it. On so I had ordered this, like, snoring mouth guard, and I wanted to try it, and, in the middle of I put it in, and it was supposed to mold to your mouth. It absolutely did not. It was such a ripoff, and when I went to post a negative review on Amazon, it wouldn't let me. So there were all and then I noticed that all the reviews were definitely written by AI bots. So be careful when you get stuff on Amazon, okay? Because they don't really care as long as the review is positive. And there were a lot of bots writing stuff. So that didn't work, but my jaw and my gums felt super sore. I don't know what was going on with that, but it really, really hurt. So I threw that away. Um, so anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to be a curmudgeon, but um, I did mark that I slept in on Sunday. And then um, I also marked cuddles with the script from Carly Plans. And then I marked coffee because I was able to fix the coffee maker and we did have pancakes. So I was able to fix the coffee grinder. And then I did a little bit of work. I had to update some IEPs and I started to draft a report. And then I also wanted to mark that I filmed a plan with me and I filmed a bullet journal setup video, which went up a little bit later than I anticipated. So I'm sorry about that. It should already be up by the time this video goes up, though. My plan was to print and prep materials, but I didn't actually get to do that. But I did get to film the plan with me, so that was good. I did do laundry this day, and I just marked that I was in my feelings. I don't remember exactly what it was about, but I think I was just having a hard time with getting no sleep, and that was making me sad. And these things, sleep matters, guys. Get some sleep. It's important. Um, And then I did mark that it was the night of the Oscars. However, I didn't watch it because we don't have live Hulu TV, so we don't have access to ABC Live. But we did watch a little bit of SNL from the day before, and that was hilarious because they did a cold open about Trump going nuts on Zelensky. And I've decided that, like, the only safe way I can get the news these days is to watch a show like SNL or The Daily Show or somewhere where it's going to be satirized for me to water it down because it's like too frightening in real life. But anyway, so in a moment you're going to pull back and you're just going to see the whole finished spread. And even though it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to, I still love the colors and I still think it looked really nice in the end. The foil is really special and um, I'm glad I got to use it for my friend's birthday week. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all the views. Leave any comments down below if you're interested in seeing more things, if there's anything that I talk about that you'd like to learn more about. But these are some of this is what's left over. I use pretty much everything and then some. So, yeah. But thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week. Take care. Bye.